Yo, what's going on YouTube world? It's your dude Heat, and today we're gonna be doing part 2 of how to make money in high school. Alright, if you haven't seen part 1, we got a ton of great feedback, so if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave it down below and I suggest you watch that part before this one. Now, the whole reason the video was created in the first place was because when you're 16 years old or younger, it's really hard to get a part-time job at a grocery store or retail store because you're competing against people older than you that also might have more skills than you. So we gotta come up with creative ways where you can make extra money on the side. So in my first video, I outlined 16 ways. In this video, I'm gonna outline 10 that I missed based on your comments and other research that I did after my first video. Before I get into it, definitely hit the video with a thumbs up. Definitely hit a subscribe because I got a ton of other videos and other ways in which you can make money on my channel. Alright, so the first way that is a huge opportunity that I completely missed in the first video is something that everyone commented down below, and it's also something that I was doing a lot in grade 9. Alright, now this is so simple and you don't need very much startup capital to even try this. And that method is selling candy or soda or chips or gum, any snack foods in the school or on the playground. Now in grade 9, my friend Chris and I realized the demand for students wanting to buy chips and pop and other snacks, but they were forced to pay the prices that were available on campus or on our high school premises, and those prices were crazy. Like a bag of those small little chips were like $3, $3.50 out of a vending machine or from our cafeteria. But the prices didn't really seem to matter. People would still buy them. So what Chris and I did was we went over to Costco, which is basically like a Sam's Club for all you guys in the States, and we bought a ton of cans of Coke and Pepsi. We bought chips, we bought gum, we bought all sorts of other snacks, and there were a number of empty lockers in our high school. So what we did was we purchased a lock from like the dollar store and we filled that locker with all of our supplies. We also kept a little bit of change in there because when kids come around and they want to buy food, we need to have enough change in case they're bringing us 5s or 10s. So essentially what we did was we'd buy the snacks wholesale. So at the time when I was in high school, which is a while ago, but I remember buying the 24 can of pop for like $5.99. So let's say the 24 cans cost me about $6, $7 with tax. I would sell each of those for at least $1, sometimes $2, and you guys can do the math from there. Chris and I would split the profits, and it was really great to have another person there because they can watch your back. They can also take orders when there's a giant lineup. They can kind of mediate and control the crowd, and you can do the same. We had an entire system going. We would run it throughout lunch, and we'd do it in our hallways, but there were some times when we just walk around the playground and have product in hand and move it from there. It's a really simple way to make profit with a very small startup capital. So find out what the other kids want. Do they want gum? Do they want pop? Do they want chips? Buy a ton of that at a wholesale price and move it. Alright, because this is a sneaker channel, I thought I would mention this as second. Buy beater boxes. Now there are companies out there, and I won't name them, you can search them on Google, but they sell giant boxes filled with beat kicks. Some of these kicks aren't even that beat. You can simply clean them up and you can flip them right away. Now because some of these boxes cost maybe $500, $600, $400, you can go in on it with like 3, 4, 5 of your friends. Each of you guys can split all the profit. I didn't do this because that opportunity didn't exist at the time, but it would be a great way to flip these kicks, and I know some of you guys watching are super sneakerheads, so you know exactly how much each of these kicks are worth. Alright, the third method might sound a little weird, but honestly it's a great way to make money, and it's super chill. I used to do it myself, and all it is simply babysitting. Now I know it sounds a little weird, maybe it's not cool or something like that, but when you really think about what you have to do, it's simple, and you're getting paid to literally sit on a couch while kids are sleeping, while kids are playing. When I was doing it, I actually did it in college, and all I had to do was provide a police background check, which is really simple to get. And after providing that, I remember a couple instances where I'm literally sitting there with my phone and the TV on and the kids asleep in their bedroom while the parents are out, and I'm getting paid like $15, $20 an hour. Super simple work, so check to see if that opportunity is there. Print a flyer, put it around your neighborhood. It takes like very little time to put yourself out there. try to communicate and network with friends or family and see what they can do for you. All right, the fourth way is actually excellent, and this is to all the people that are doing really well in school, that are really hustling to get those grades. Guys, remember to hustle as hard as you can in school, man. I know you guys can do this. It's really important because it will open up further doors down the line that you may not be aware of or be thinking about in high school. So going back to that number 4 suggestion, and that is tutoring. All right, so maybe you're really good at English or math or sciences, and there are kids younger than you, maybe there's kids your age that are struggling, that need some extra assistance, some guidance, and some help. Again, all you have to do is advertise your services with a quick printout, put it in coffee shops, put it around your school, use word of mouth, and if you see someone struggling, be polite, but say something like, look, I know school means a lot to you, I know you really want to do well in this class, there might be an opportunity for us to work together. If you have any skill in a specific academic area, this is a really great opportunity to make some money. You may even consider offering the first session as free so that they can get a better handle of what you know and some of your services, and then from there, you can start talking money and prices by the hour or by the session. I'm not the smartest dude in the world, so I was actually being tutored by someone, and I remember paying him like 20 bucks an hour, but it really helped because it was in math, and I was able to get to where I want to be in high school because of that. The fifth way also overlaps with some of the academic stuff. You know, you don't even have to really be that great in school. Maybe you're just really well organized with some of your notes, and you can create study guides. You can help people with homework based on some of the notes you've been taking. Maybe there's upcoming projects that people need assistance with. Feel free to offer your expertise. So for instance, let's talk about study guides. Before an essay, everyone is going mental. We're freaking out. We need that study guide. We need something direct. Maybe you heard what the teacher's gonna put on the test. You've been paying attention, so you should be rewarded for doing so. So there were a couple guys in my school that would put together a little study guide. I'm not sure if they ended up selling it, but to me, I saw that as an opportunity of saying, look man, you wanna do well on this test? I have a full-length study guide on this entire course, $20, maybe $50. It's up to you. When it comes to grades for some people, they are willing to pay a lot of money, so keep that in mind. The sixth way is going in a completely different direction, but considering wholesale opportunities. Now, when you think wholesale, you might think, yeah, I'm buying a lot of stuff at a low price, but I'm buying a ton of it so that I can save on each of those items individually. And that's absolutely true, but don't think that you need to spend like $1,000 on something. You can spend maybe $50, $100 and still get wholesale prices. Now, there are a ton of things out there that you can buy at wholesale, but the one thing I'll mention that does well, whether you're in the early 2000s when I was in high school, whether you're going to school now, or whether you're going to school in 20 years, and that's jewelry. Everyone wants to look fresh at school. They want to look good when they go out. Maybe they're going on dates, maybe they're socializing. It doesn't really matter, but kids are always into that flash. Now, not everyone can buy that gold Cuban link when you're 15. So there are other things out there. I'm not saying buy fake jewelry, but there's something called lab-made jewelry. Go ahead and search it. It's not illegal by any means. It's created in a laboratory by experts, and it's incredibly inexpensive, but it's pretty high quality and looks very close to the authentic thing. Now, if you can find connections and linkages, and I urge you to go ahead and check out Google, then you might be able to get some wholesale opportunities there. Of course, be careful, because if you're walking around with a bunch of jewelry and you're by yourself, it's really easy to be a target. So of course, with all these methods, stay safe. Number 7 isn't for everybody, but maybe you have a car. Maybe your parents have a car and they're letting you use it for your entire senior year. Now, can you utilize that car to transport things or people? There are a lot of people that need things delivered. Are there delivery solutions that you can offer? Maybe you live in an area a little further away from school and you can provide some sort of carpooling solutions, and it's a flat fee. You say, hey, look, I'll drive you to school every single morning. You pay me 50 bucks and I got you for the entire month. Some people at lunch really want to get McDonald's or Burger King or something, but it's too far of a walk. If you became that guy that took a bunch of orders, you got all the money in hand before, hey, maybe you can be that delivery guy. Not all these solutions are that glamorous, but at the end of the day, if you're making money, then what's the problem? Number 8 is something that I have a little bit of experience in, so I want to share some of my stories, but that is party planning. Now, when I was in my senior year of high school, I started throwing a couple parties, and they were mainly around my birthday and other people's birthdays. So I'll give you one of those instances right now. We hosted a giant party at a guy's house, but we charged people X amount of dollars, I think it was like $5 or $10 to get in, and when they got in, there were a couple of things that we offered them that I'm gonna remain off this video. But basically we were able to offer them beverages and food, but what I think people also paid for was the fact that this was a huge party where everyone was going and it was a great social atmosphere. I'm not saying do anything illegal, but what I'm trying to make clear from this example is that if you are a socialite, if you are someone that's well connected, you can create a party amongst your friends, you can create some sort of event, and it doesn't matter how much it is. It could be $5, it could be $20. People are still going to show up if they know everyone else is going. Now you probably can't do these every weekend, but maybe you're doing a party once a semester, you're renting out a small venue, maybe you're hosting it at a friend's house, or they're letting you host it in their basement, and you can charge cover at the door. This may seem a little crazy, but it was definitely something we were doing in high school, so maybe there's an opportunity for you guys. I also knew of a lot of club promoters in high school. I don't really know how that works. I just know they were selling tickets and making money in that sense. So again, if you are social, use that to your advantage. The 9th way is super simple. Someone commented on my last video. Again, it might not be that glamorous, but at the end of the day, you're making money, so you should be the last one laughing, and that's working at your school's cafeteria. Typically when you're doing this, they're also providing you with a meal, so that's an added bonus, and really the commitment is probably twice a week, 2 lunches a week. It's not a huge deal, and you can make some pretty decent cash at school. Lastly is a method that can be seen as illegal, but the way I'm gonna explain it isn't, and that's simply jailbreaking devices or rooting phones. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but from my understanding, by rooting a phone, an Android device for instance, you can use that to illegally obtain materials, but the actual act of doing it isn't illegal by any means. And that's because it's simply a way for people to go into their device and change the operating system and customize other options to their liking. Now there are a lot of people out there that don't quite understand that, and by using a few YouTube tutorials like you're doing right now, you can watch a video and easily learn this information. Think about something that everyone has. That's an iPhone, that's an Android device. Think about what you can do to better improve their experience. Instead of them maybe paying $50, $60, $70 for someone else to do it, maybe you can charge 20 bucks and do it at school. All right guys, so that was 10 ways in which maybe you can make a little bit of extra money while you're in high school if you can't get a job. But my best 16 ideas were in part 1, so if you haven't already seen that, again, the link is in the description box down below. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, again, that like and the subscribe really means a lot. I'm your dude Heath Ledger. I'm signing out. Peace.